these stupid smokes. Ow. Okay. Ooh. It's so bright. Okay. Turn it down, change that light color. So bright because I had that. Okay. Anyway. Thank you, Q, for the lighting. I do appreciate you. Oh, trying to get stuff together. Hey, babe. And in case you've never been here before, hi, my name is Nicole. My friends call me Coley, and I'm the mom and shaman, and this is a video diary. It is July 2nd, 2023, and it's Sunday today. So, in the evening, if you are here from TikTok, go ahead and give me a comment down below. Hashtag drive through Jesus. If you're here from any other platform, hey, just let me know that you're here. It'd be nice to see you. Thank you so much for everyone who has commented and sending me messages on what you're learning from me. It really gives me a lot of encouragement to continue to go for it, man. I had a very interesting weekend. It's 9:59 Eastern time right now, so I'm getting ready to shut down my tech and whatnot. But I was going to I wanted to do a video and talk about a few things or whatever. So on first off, let's start it off with our favorite segment. What that mouth do? I have been in the kitchen, and I've already eaten for today. I did that TikTok earlier. Head on over to TikTok. There'll be a link in the description to get there. And I have this keto dark chocolate mint cacao nibs that I got. It says Brooklyn born chocolate. This is particularly synchronistic because and it's so appropriate for this video because the person that I went to see Saturday was from Brooklyn, and I'll never forget when I first met them. I was like, yeah, I got a friend that's from Brooklyn, and it always kind of tickles me how people from Brooklyn just kind of have like this instant appreciation for each other, and I don't quite understand it, but yeah, I think it's cool, but it's also weird, but I'm weird, so hey, I like weird. And by themselves, they are not sweet. And I won't say unpleasant, but I have had them for a while, and I happened to see a video about we've been doing hot chocolate wrong and like melting the chocolate, and I was just like, looks like we're melting some chocolate. But because the kid, I've been noticing some sensitivities to lactose and or cow's milk or whatever, and I'm not quite sure what it is, so I've been leaning away from meat and dairy. I haven't had cheese. I still have Parmesan cheese. I haven't had cheese in a while, but I'm doing heavy plant-based. At any rate, let me explain this. I got some hot water boiling on the stove, chopped my cacao nibs up, put it into my coffee cup and melted it, stirred it up. Let's see. Okay, we got pretty good. It had like tastes like it had little crunchies in it when I ate it before, but I figured I'd try it this way. And I wanted to have like the initial like reaction on the video. We're gonna stack a trip and do we're gonna do our what that mouth do, so I can catch it at one time. So we're spit, grit, and duct taping it as far as the as this is concerned. So let's see to get the timer. On this episode of What That Mouth Do, what's this? I've been making hot chocolate. Look at it. Well, you can't look at it, but okay. It's not quite sweet enough, but how did I make it? That is the creative thing. I have some keto dark chocolate mint cacao nibs, excuse me. So I chopped them up, put them in some hot water, and added some coconut milk. It's not sweet enough for me. It's not. It's chocolatey, and I like chocolate. I'm not like a super big fan of like chocolate and mint. but I added some chocolate syrup to this, full transparency, because I've had the cacao nibs on their own. So it's a great little nightcap before I head off to sleep. So good. I think I could probably have it hotter.
What's this? I've been making hot chocolate. Look at it. Well, you can't look at it, but okay.
What is that?
Not quite sweet enough, but how did I make it? That is the creative.
It says it's sweetened with monk fruit.
Some keto dark chocolate mint cacao nibs. Excuse me. So I chopped them up, put them in some hot water, and added some.
And the nutritional facts on here are so small, and my eyes are so tired because I've been drawing.
It's chocolatey.
Like,
I like chocolate. I'm not like a super big fan of like chocolate.
I won't finish it after. Okay, I'm gonna finish that after I finish talking to you. So yeah, my friend Rabia, who is holding a Reiki circle this month on the 7th. I don't have the flyer. There's only one. We've had it like at the thing, and I met her in a rock shop when I wandered in one day, kind of flitting around in spirit and whatnot. And after our initial conversation, I was talking about being from New York or Brooklyn, one of the 5 boroughs. Because I'm not from there, I don't necessarily know, but it was one of those things. And people from people from up north down here seem to be very proud of their up northness. But yeah, so after the initial conversation, I remember sitting in the car and going like, what was that? What was that? That was noticeably interesting, because like when I saw her, I was like, I saw her. Like I had to acknowledge the familiarity of it, or what have you. And so we've since crossed paths a few times and kind of become friends. So she had promised me some Palo Santo, and I was like, thank you. I have one stick. That's all I can. I only burn one stick at a time, and I'm like, by the time I need another stick, like I'll have money to get some more, so no big. And her and her friend, another woman that I met at the same shop, Robin, were set up at the summer solstice event that happened on Saturday. Now, so I was going in to like drop by, say hey, chat them up a little bit, and as they were setting up their display, I got inspired to help. Why? Because it reminded me of being with my sisters. July is the anniversary month of my older sister's passing. Her name is Mia. She passed on July 8th, 2022. And part of the reason why I've been like doing this video diary is because to chronicle the colon chronicles of letting shit go, and this is definitely a figurative and literal aspect. Like I can't literally let her go any more than I already have, as she's died, and letting go of the version of me that needs to have her physically present in my life, as I embrace the version of me that has her spiritually present in my heart. And a couple of months after Mia passed away, I was just really distraught, because I used to go to sleep and send my soul to sit with her and encourage her when she was in the hospital. And she even acknowledged, like, one time, like, seeing me there over happy to my twin sister. I thought that was really dope. And I was like, oh man, that wasn't a dream. So and then when she acknowledged that, I realized, like, okay, I can move around, my body's asleep. And but I was looking for her when I go to sleep, and I couldn't find her. And I was just like, that doubt kind of creeps in when you don't get the response or reaction or result that you wanted when you try something for the first time, and then of course that little bit of nagging, see, I told you you were wrong, it didn't work that way, and yada yada yada. And but like after my mom passed and doing some like meditation um on her ancestor veneration, just kind of having a conversation with her as I held a piece of selenite and whatnot. I visited a memory of her, so it's just like I could do it with her. And I haven't done it with my dad because I don't have as many memories of him to like use as an anchor point. Um, but 2 months after Mia passed away, I had a dream of her like working on a craft project, and she was like dealing with like ripped up pieces of paper. And I remember looking at one and it looked like it was kind of stained or whatever, and I was like, Mia was known for, I called her Fufu Shishi. She was one person that proudly wore a badge of honor when you call her bougie. Yes, I am bougie. And I have really great conversations with her outside, and that was something that I thought was just amazing. Excuse me, confirmation burp, because she was not an outside person. She was an indoor person. Like if she was outside, it might be in the sunroom, but she was not one for bugs, and she was not one for a lot of direct sunlight because she had to take so much medicine. At any rate, I'm at the summer solstice. I'm setting up the things, and Robbie goes, "You've triggered my OCD," and I'm like, "What?" Because my twin sister has, I have OCD too, but my twin sister has this thing with symmetry, and I was like, "What did I do?" And she was like, "They're not color coordinated." I was like, "Okay, I see what you mean. Like, it would be more visually appealing. She is in tune with how she wants her product to appear, so no problem." Reset it so that it was color coordinated. It did. It was more visually appealing once the colors were coordinated, and I just said Roy G. Bibb and arranged them, according to the rainbow colors. And Robin had um, some other cool stuff that she blessed me with for the work that I did, because I ended up staying the entire time. Helped them set up, stayed there with them. I ran and got lunch for them when they got hungry. I brought my nuts and water, and that was what I had. And because I had my feet bare in the grass and I was in a state of appreciation, I didn't necessarily feel hungry, even when they were eating food, which I think is super dope. And they were like, where's your food? I was like, I've got nuts. I'm like, yeah, being in this relatively overstimulating environment is just better for me to not have a lot of. And I was like, I didn't have the money for it, to be honest with you, but there wasn't anything that I thought that I would have wanted had I had the money. So, um, and so for being there, I got paid with some amazing products, and I want to share the. It was just a magical day. Share those with you. Sipping some hot chocolate. My pin today says "Embrace Hope," because I'm a hugger, and it's right over my heart. And okay, what to do with it? Here we go. Our first little basket. This is my tip basket from when I sit at Eclectic by Nature. By the way, I will be sitting at Eclectic by Nature on the 8th of July, 2023. So, yeah, I can put the link to their website in the description. Remember to do that. Remind me to do that. Thank you. This is one of the gifts from Robbie. A beginner's smudging kit. But the thing is super dope because it has a feather, a piece of Palo Santo, some white sage, and a little abalone shell. These sets right here run for like $13 to $15. So let's see if it has instructions. That's another language. Declutter, open up windows, visualize what you want to achieve, light your smudge, let it smolder, Fan the smoke on yourself. Use the feather to send the smoke in all directions. Give thanks. Repeat as needed. So this is the beginner smudging kit with those with the handy instructions, and it has it in 2 languages, so super dope. And so yes, has, did I mention the Palo Santo? Here's a couple of other sticks of Palo Santo. This is one that I have found to be really good for like inviting in creativity. I have some charcoals for burning incense and some sage, because I got this beautiful jar here of blue sage. And Robin, one of the first gifts that she ever gave me is a little bit of blue sage, and I'm so grateful to have it. And this jar is super dope too. It's got this nice seal on it. Oh man, that smells so good. I think I'm gonna look up what blue sage, what it calls in, because I can't remember right now, and I found my, so we'll see. Or I'm gonna just ask the ancestors. Now, comment down below if you have ever smudged or are learning how to smudge. Now, another really cool item that Robin makes herself are these self-lighting incense. So, if you're an experienced incense burner, and you have powdered incense, you tend to have to use a charcoal. You light it up, put it in something fire safe, and then you put your powdered incense on top of it and then let it burn. You don't need to do that with this. This is self-igniting, and it doesn't have any accelerants in it. So, where is the little spoon? I've got to show you this spoon. I just saw it in here. Thank you, thank you. Look at this spoon. So it comes in 2 fragrances, Moonlight, and then this other one is Divine Cleansing. So tomorrow being Monday, that is what I consider like reset day. So I started to do some cleaning today. I've scrubbed my tub, I scrub my toilet every day. I scrubbed my tub today because I took a nice glorious shower, got my curls popping, and cleaned the bathroom. I need to re-sweep the floor. But yeah, so, and this has like a really strong kind of sagey aroma to it. And then I did not bring out here the little plate that it goes on, so it's a little ceramic plate that's fire safe. I like the way that the Divine Cleansing smells. It's good. And then Moonlight. This one I think that will be possibly the one that I burn at night, like for relaxation. It has a really just very pleasant aroma to it. And one thing that I have noticed about like burning incense is I will have like a different reaction to different smells. So if I want to meditate and relax, I definitely have something burning that like I appreciate. So when I smell it, I'm like, oh, that's nice, and I'm on my way into a very productive meditation, because gratitude and appreciation are high vibrational emotions, and that puts you more in line with your inner being, because you're either in alignment or not in alignment with your inner being, and the lack of alignment helps you appreciate the alignment, and vice versa. So I'm coming to appreciate the fact that in the flow of life there will be periods in which I feel a lack of alignment, and at that point that is my opportunity to self-examine, look at my results, and then start to make changes as far as the steps that I need to take towards a goal that I'm working on. Speaking of a goal that I'm working on, I recently got an ebook published on the Amazons. I'll put a link in the description. My Adventure Journal Volume 1, Leaning into consistent, committed, imperfect action as I move towards my goal of entrepreneurship over just not just over employment, not just employment, because every job has value. No matter what job you do the best that you can at it. And if you don't have employers that treat you like you're worthy of being treated with respect, you need to check them on it, and then start leading by example. That means you're gonna have to study yourself. I was thinking today, like, how many people have like studied the Bible back and forth, but they're still judgmental. I know I'm very judgmental, and we all are on some level. This environment trains us to be judgmental, and that's a good thing because judgment, our ego is designed to keep us safe. We have to judge whether or not something is safe or unsafe. So that's where discernment and stuff like that comes into play. But speaking of play, kids like to play. They want to play, they want to have a good time. Kids are very forgiving. And we end up talking them out of being forgiving because it's like, why do you still want to play with that person? Why do you still want to do that if they did this, if they did that? We constantly remind children of the transgressions of another person so that they can hold it against them. Now, I'm at a point in my life where I'm finding no need to hold grudges. Now, do I still have some? Yes. I'm working on it, but it's just a peeling back of the onion process. You know what I'm saying? So, as I'm examining myself and having compassion for myself and understanding deep within myself that I don't know what I don't know, that I know that I have done some things that were not coming from a place of alignment and self-love, and that in acknowledging those within myself, it gives me the ability to give compassion to someone else without having to know the circumstances that created the mindset that offended me. Now, that then gives me the opportunity to lead by example and just have a conversation with them and communicate. And then once they know if they continue to transgress, we understand that it is a choice. So if someone is disrespectful towards you and you acknowledge that they are disrespectful to them, you don't just eat it. Here's the thing that I've had a hard time doing. If someone's disrespectful, I just kind of forgave it. I ended up eating it. But that created a shadow because I wasn't speaking up for myself. Now, often people don't understand or appreciate when they trigger another person. I know that I don't, because the majority of the time when I trigger someone, I'm being playful. And I'm making them feel seen in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable. And, I've just learned to ask for forgiveness, and yes, when I remember something like that, but if I want to be playful, then I'm going to be playful, point blank. So and I don't necessarily want to offend someone, so if I've come to accept that if I offend someone with my playfulness, then I don't need to necessarily try to interact with them beyond that once I acknowledge that or ask for forgiveness for the offense if they bring it to my attention. The main thing is, more often than not, people do not bring the offenses to someone else's attention. So someone is just being themselves and offending you unaware without you knowing it, and me, talking about me when I say you, are getting annoyed and just frustrated to the point where at a certain point you blow up. And that's because we have to take time for ourselves, to ground ourselves, to clean our heart. I call that when I take myself through forgiveness. I clean my heart, I release my attachments to resentment, forgive myself, have compassion for myself, and that gives me the ability to have compassion for another person. And it is an exercise. One must be very intentional about the building of compassion. And if you are not, you won't. And then when you get pinched off from alignment, it just feels terrible. Because that weight, that tight binding of that attachment to that perspective just ends up kind of like, yeah. You don't know. There's no, hasn't been coughing in a little bit. My landlord's asleep. But he smokes cigarettes. We live in a house together. And I stopped smoking. This is July now, like a few months back. It's been a while. I have not, I mean, I've been doing really good because I've been around people that smoke and I haven't bummed a cigarette. It hasn't even occurred to me. It did. And I was like, no, I don't need it. I acknowledge that, hey, I'm doing really good as far as that's concerned. I don't necessarily need to backslide because I'm working on getting my voice to where I can sing and speak for long periods of time. And it's coming together. Like, I feel like my voice is changing. Yeah, when he's awake, it's like he chain smokes, so it's like the house just fills up with smoke. But he has been going outside, and sometimes I sit outside. So what do I get to do is look at his ass as he bends over the side of the deck, looking at his cell phone, doom scrolling through whatever bit of negativity and whatnot he is consuming as his acidic brew for the day. And like, yeah, he has not changed in the time that I have been here, and I have changed quite a bit. So it becomes annoying, but I know that I inspire him in some way. So I take it as a win, and okay, cool. I understand that it's time to move forward and forgive it. I've been spending more time out of the house, not in the yard, just leaving and doing in-person sessions, the inner child healing sessions. I've got a interview for, I think it's a pre-interview for a podcast tomorrow. I'm really excited about that because I just love to hear other people's stories, and yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to telling my own. I call it the quasi-North American walkabout and communal living coping skills. And so then on the 4th, I have a inner child healing session in the morning. So, and then there's art class Monday night. Art class. So, yeah. And then Robbie works at the library. And so on days where it's too hot for me to be outside and I want to be away from the house, I can go to the library. And that came to mind the other day. Like, I don't necessarily need to go to the library that she works at, but I think that she works at the closest library to me, so okay. And it's one that I like, so it's dope. So you may end up seeing a video filmed from there. We'll see. Currently in communication to find another place to do in-person readings, like in a shop setting or whatever. We'll see how that's gonna flesh out. I do sessions, cuddle sessions here or what have you, and that's been interesting. I'm gonna start doing a series, Tales from the Cuddleverse or whatever on TikTok, I think. Comment down below if you would like to hear stories of cuddle adventures. Let's get to the rest of our goodies now. Robin makes this awesome. It's elemental smudge spray. Let's see, hang on a second. Is this flammable? Fragrance made to relieve anxiety, promote relaxation, uplift mood. making them a great aid to meditation. Earth element teaches us foundation, stability, and groundedness. That is definitely, I think that's the soap that I washed with today, the grounded soap by my friend Drea. I would put her information in the description if she would ever send it to me. I love you so much. This is just nice and strong. Woo. We are misted. I like the way that this one, it does, I mean, it does give me like earthy vibes. So that is super dope. This is like room spray. You can do it as an aura spray. I don't particularly recommend, like, it doesn't work too well for me as far as like a perfume per se, because I make my own. If you've watched me in the past, I boil ginger and lime like a tea, and then I strain it and use that juice with a little bit of lemongrass to make my own body spray. So no matter how hot and sweaty I am, I still smell good. And living in a house with a smoker, I just feel like my clothes always smell smoky. So I feel like I'm hyper aware of my nose blindedness. And that, ooh, a confirmation burp for somebody. Excuse me. Confirmation burp for me. Like, sometimes we can be like spiritually nose blind. And so what do I mean by that? Like, okay. There's a person at church that had offended me in the past, and as a part of the healing process or what have you, I call it taking myself through forgiveness. So it is where I acknowledge that the Most High is in charge of everything, and if I took an action that was out of fear, I forgive myself for that. I examine it. I send the other person love in my heart, acknowledging that I allow myself to accept the intent. Because in this particular circumstance that I'm speaking of, I won't give specific details because it doesn't matter. But in the specific instance, like, I know that the action that they took was not intentionally offensive, but it did offend me. So that in and of itself makes it easier for me to forgive or release, because I believe it to not be intentionally offensive. Now, when people do things that I believe are intentionally offensive, then it's kind of one of those things where I need to correct them and move differently as it pertains to them. If, yeah, I mean, I'm forgiving as far as that's concerned. There's a lot of like back and forth, and as a female presenting gender non-conforming person, that is a them, they, it just makes it easier for people to talk about me. They don't have to use my gender. They can just be like they. It's happened for a lot longer in my life experience than the whole LGBTQ plus circumstance. That for as long as I can remember, if someone was talking about someone, particularly around children, they would not use their specific gender. They would just say they. So it's kind of like a gossip tactic. An old school gossip tactic. Just don't use somebody's specific gender. Um, and so as a result of that, okay, so I'm taking myself through forgiveness. And the final piece of taking myself through forgiveness, as I'm relaxing, I visualize them receiving something that I want and feeling good about it, and then also visualize them receiving something that they want and feeling good about it. And sometimes when I am particularly attached to my judgment, when I get to the point where I want to visualize that blessing for them, it's a hard hell no. And then I have to check my heart again. Hey, come on now. You have been forgiven so many times for things that you have intentionally done. This person did not intentionally mean to offend you. Do you mean you can't You can't find it in your heart to do that. And I really had to humble myself and be like, damn, I'm being hella begrudgy. And I give myself compassion. I forgive myself for that. And I've been memorizing the Lord, a translation of the Lord's Prayer that I found and that I appreciate. And see if I can remember it, because I was trying to write it down today, and like, O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our bodies and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desires. Endow us with the wisdom to grow and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. And tie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose that illuminates the possibilities of our present moment. For you are the ground, the truthful mission, the birth, the power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole again. And so it is. So, apparently I can recite it. I'm not quite sure exactly why I couldn't write it down. Something to pray about. Take myself through forgiveness on that. So, in my wanderings at the... here it is. Here's my own personal smudge. I call it an aura spray because you're cleansing your aura with it. It's the lemongrass has very expansive properties as far as the lungs and meditation. It does tend to dampen the inhibitions a bit, so I'd be aware of that if you're a lemongrass user. I was given some sweetgrass. Look at that beautiful sweetgrass. Ooh, Robbie gave me this. Look at that. This is, and when her website gets up, I'll have it on the description. This is a bag that's perfectly sized for my cards, like my business cards, because it's getting to the point where if I feel like I'm not going to be needing the playing cards anymore. And so yeah. And so because I kind of feel like the playing cards are fun, but they're not necessary. Oh, and I got these really dope mesh bags. Now let me tell you what I did with these. I thought was super clever because she was like, you can possibly use them as a sachet, so you can put aromatic herbs in there so that they can be hung up somewhere. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I'm I don't have anything like that together right now. So I was like, what can I do with these? So Drea makes these amazing soaps. I need to get some more of the money soap from her because I just feel like money when the grounding soap was really great too. That was amazing as well. I used that today in the bath that I took, and I found myself to be extremely emotional. I'm crying in the bathroom, but it's not sad tears. It's just kind of a releasing thing. It's the weirdest. I can't really explain it. But I put the soap in here, and then I lathered it up, and this helped lather the soap up so well. And this little thing there, I can just hang it on the little thing in the shower, so it doesn't end up making anything soaps coming. Woohoo! Now I've got a few of these, so I'm going to sort out what I'm going to do with the rest of them. So if you have any suggestions on what I can do with those, feel free to give them in the comments down below. That'd be super dope. Now I made, yeah, I helped make these when I was in Alabama. This one says family. We were doing some art and whatnot. This has gotten, like, it looks different from like a little smudge from the travels or what have you. It says family. And this is one of my favorite ones. I was like, I want to do like a series of sarcastic things or whatever. This one says, you know, any mess can be cleaned up, just not by me. And that is like legit a mantra, because someone in Sunday school was asking about like how to like when people annoy you, like how do you get rid of that or what have you. And it's just like, have compassion. And now I'm giving you the short version of what I said, but like, have compassion for them, and then pray about it. Ask, what is there for me to do? If the answer comes back nothing, then that's something for you to forgive and understand that that person is going through something that you don't understand and you weren't meant to help with. However, when you feel moved to action, take that action. Especially if it's going to make you feel stupid. Because when you are stupid in the name of love, honor, and respect, you raise the vibration of the person that you are interacting with and yourself. The whole consciousness. Why? Because rule number 6, you don't need to take yourself or anyone else too serious. As someone who has, I'm a card-carrying people pleaser and recovering attention hoa addict or whatnot, I'm accustomed to being ignored, and I make people feel seen. And when people see me, it's just kind of like, okay, just that's one of the things that I'm working through is receiving and acknowledging attention and not letting it like go to my head. Because as I move forward in leadership and continue to do readings and expand my customer base, I'm going to be doing classes and different stuff like that. I want to remind myself consistently that this is God's work that I'm doing. I'm doing it because this is part of my calling, but it's not just me doing the work. I'm the messenger to remind people of their ability to heal themselves. And yeah, I don't heal anybody. I heal myself. I remind myself of my healing, and I take the steps that I need to take to stay connected with my body and my spirit so that healing can occur. But I do know that I'm a conduit for energy, because I have like laid hands on people. And today at church, when I went up for prayer, it's so funny because I'm praying as I'm cleaning the tub, and thinking like, yeah, the last time I was at church when I saw somebody kneel at the stage or whatever, I recall judging it, and as I'm kneeling to clean my tub, I'm like, you can kneel to clean your tub, but you can't kneel in front of church. Oh, this is not a Catholic church, I don't need to kneel down. Okay, well maybe you do. So I went up and kneeled and I prayed. And I cried and released, and this woman named Carrie came up and she spoke so softly to me, and she asked if she could touch me. And I gave her permission, and she prayed over me, and I'm so grateful for that. And I cried and I cried and I cried. I got cleared a bunch of stuff out of my lungs, so that just my reminder to myself to do that more at home. So that when I don't know. So that when I go to church, my praise boys can be the one of praise and hallelujahs and not gratitude-filled rage. Then I had some really great conversations. I met a woman named Mia at the summer solstice. Mia is the name of my sister, my late sister as well. And I felt her with me and whatnot, and I'm just like, okay, whenever I feel her presence with me, I end up crossing paths with a woman named Mia without fail. And I just think, or just she'll send me some kind of God wink, and I just think that is so wonderful. And not only was I don't have her card information, but not only was the Mia that I met this summer solstice like the God wink, she was a massage therapist, and I was massaging my feet today because I stepped wrong walking through a field barefooted like a little kid and twisted my ankle a little bit. And honey, when I got home last night, I sat in the car for a little bit, but when my feet hit the ground, oh my God, I just felt so tired, so tired. And I came in, I woke up this morning, I was just feeling sore, and I prayed about it, and I brought up myself, and I took a shower. And I got down and up, cleaning the tub. I didn't have the pain anymore, so I was like, hallelujah. I was dancing around in church, and it came back a little bit, but, so I think that was dope. I did get her number, because I saw her, I saw her a couple of times, and I think the last woman named Mia that I sat with, I did a reading with her, so that was super dope. And so I've made some friends. I had some great conversations. I feel like I did some mini readings, or just helped as people are talking about the things that they're wanting to learn and know. I shared a little bit of wisdom and encouragement to them. I feel like my main encouragement was the key is inside. The key is in you. Like, you have to look inside yourself. And like gems and minerals and stones and such, like, they are helpful, but they are not the answer. So it's just, keys to your energetic vehicle. So last miracle of Saturday. I know I've jumped around a bit, and this is going to be the last story, and I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me. I appreciate you. So next door to the thing that we were in was bbaby.com, and I did a TikTok on, she makes these journals. And I haven't even taken the plastic off of it yet, because I just think it is so beautiful. And it's got peaches on it. So as I get to the end of the journal that I'm writing in now, I feel like I keep my next journal on deck. So Friday I did get my first adventure journal up as an ebook, and it's still in review for a hard copy. So fingers crossed on that. So as I'm waiting for that to finish being in review, I'm starting to work on putting together the next volume. And hold it. Oh, that's going to be on the next one. I was like, I'll show you some art on the next video diary. But she told me at the end of, I spoke life over her. I was like, my God, you are so talented. Your art is so beautiful. I was like, I don't have the money to buy a journal, but I definitely was like telling people to go check them out, because I think journaling is an amazing spiritual tool, because it allows you to examine your own thoughts. So important. We spend a lot of time processing the emotions connected to the thoughts of others as they pertain to us. And the message in that is, what other people think of you is none of your business. What you think of you is best aligned with the Most High, who loves you unconditionally. I know our society tends to frown upon people who think highly of themselves. If you think highly of yourself, truly, because there's a difference between self-love and just simple confidence. Like, some people are confident and have low self-esteem. I am confident. But you say the wrong thing to me, you might be able to hurt me. But that's okay, because that's an opportunity for me to heal. And so at the end of the day, she asked me which one of the journals I liked. And I was like, I thought I saw one with like a unicorn or something on it. And then I put my hand over the, just like pick one. I picked one with like a bear on it. I was like, I don't want one with a bear on it. So then I saw these peaches and I was like, peaches! I can eat a peach for hours. So yeah, that's this lovely gift so that I received. So bbaby.com, I will put that in the description so that you can check out more of her amazing products. So this has been yes, the most recent episode of yeah, I don't even know what to call this one. We'll call it a video diary, but if you have a name for this, that would be dope. We'll leave them, I don't know what I'm, yeah. So I'm open to suggestions, like, yeah, what resonates I'll keep, and what doesn't, like, cool. So if you spent this much time with me, thank you. I appreciate you. I hope that you learned something, were inspired, or at least entertained by me acknowledging the experiences of my life. I'm going to continue doing more content. We'll be recording another video diary as we sip our clarity in the morning on Monday. So we'll be making some more ginger lime right on time. If you would like to book a personal reading, I do telephone, video, as well as in-person readings. The link is in the description. If you would like to book a cuddle session with me, the links to both of my cuddle profiles, Cuddle Companion and Cuddle Comfort, are in the description as well. Thank you so much for everyone who's reached out for your coloring pages, who's ordered a journal, who is waiting for their custom journal, who has sent in donations, tributes, and all manner of gifts and support. You are greatly appreciated, and your contributions go a long way in helping me continue to do the work that I'm doing. Being creative, being encouraging, learning to speak up for myself and for those that do not have a voice. Know that your choice can be to choose love for yourself, and as you love yourself unconditionally in forgiveness, it gives you the permission and ability to forgive others too. Now, if you don't feel as though you can do that, talk to somebody. You don't have to talk to me, but I'll listen. I might make you laugh. I might make you cry. My hugs have been triggering the Holy Ghost again, so yeah, that's another story. I'll tell you that next time. So, until I see you again, know that you're beautiful, sexy, amazing, and your butt looks nice. Oop, we're gonna do the heart hands. Butterfly. Mwah. Have a great night or day, whichever time you're watching this.